Perfectionism is one of the only major character flaws that we've all managed to convince ourselves as a society is actually a good thing. And it's insane to me how that's happened. It's really interesting that so many people, including myself, consider that to be a sign that you're driven and that you have big goals and that you're detail oriented and that you have a great work ethic, when in reality, perfectionism is actually a sign of very, very deep-rooted insecurities about your abilities, about what you have to offer, and it's not actually something to be proud of. Not really. Perfectionism is not just being detail-oriented. It's not just having goals. It's not just wanting the quality of your work to be as best as it possibly can. Those things are great. Perfectionism is more of this internal voice in your head that's constantly telling you that you can be doing better, and not in a good way, not like a motivational voice where it's like, yes, I'm shooting for the stars, I'm gonna be great. A really, really mean voice that's telling you, no, this is bad, do better. This isn't perfect, do better. It's that little voice in your ear anytime you're reviewing any of your work. And this doesn't have to just be work, by the way. It could be things that you do in your free time, creative hobbies, art, music, I don't know, whatever you choose to do. Whenever you're reviewing your work, that voice, that inner critic that's like, no, this isn't good enough. This sucks. This is terrible. This is awful. This is not perfect. I need it to be perfect. That, my friends, is what perfectionism is. And perfectionism, in its essence, is a toxic and corrosive thing. It is not something that we should be praising ourselves for having if we do have it. Again, it is one of those character flaws that we've all just kind of managed to convince ourselves is a really great thing. But it's not. The reality is that people who are perfectionists are often really, really not confident in themselves and in their abilities. And that is why they're always striving for perfection, because they never, ever feel like what they're doing is good. And what that signifies is not that they're goal-driven or ambitious. It signifies that they have a very deep intrinsic lack of basic self-worth, really, because a normal person who's not a perfectionist would be able to look at a piece of work objectively and be like, you know what, I worked hard on this. It's good work. I could probably do this and tweak this and it could make it better, but overall, I'm proud of myself. It's good work. A perfectionist would look at it and be like, no, this is trash. This is trash. I can't do anything with this. It needs to be perfect, and it's not. So it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy. I hate myself. Why am I not doing this perfectly? Why is this not going right? Why is this not great? Why is this blah, 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 blah? And it's like this spiral in your head of just wanting to be perfect and never feeling like you are. And obviously you can see the difference there between those two. In one case, a person really genuinely is looking to improve themselves and has a healthy relationship with themselves and with their work. Their work ethic is a lot more healthy. And then you have the perfectionist that's just consistently putting themselves down, making themselves feel bad over things that they're not even really doing, over goals and standards that they've set for themselves that are not even realistic. And it's like, why do we do that? I don't know why we do that. And it's something that can be really draining and that can make you not want to do anything. It can actually hinder your work performance because you're just so obsessed with the nitty-gritty details and trying to make something perfect by this weird standard. I don't even know where the standard comes from, honestly. It's like something we make up. But because perfection is not possible and you keep trying to reach that perfection so you can feel good about yourself and feel good about your work, and you're not able to feel good about your work otherwise, that just leads to this like vicious perfectionistic cycle where you're trying to be perfect, you don't reach it, and so you sink into these feelings of low self-worth, low self-esteem, I'm not doing things good enough, I'm not doing things right, and then you think that the solution to that feeling of low self-worth is going to be to create something perfect again, and you think that perfectionism is going to be the cure, because if only I can actually create something perfect, I'll feel better about myself. But you never can, and you never will, and so those feelings, those negative feelings about yourself yourself never really go away, and they're going to stay there forever until you realize that the problem is not with you. The problem is with the standards you're setting for yourself and the fact that you're not able to appreciate your work and your effort for what it is in the moment. It's okay to want to improve. It's healthy to want to improve. It's healthy to have goals. It's healthy to be detail oriented. It's healthy to want to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. But you need to do it in a way where you're being kind to yourself, where you're acknowledging work that you've put in already and acknowledging the fact that there's always room to grow, but that right now the way you're doing, the way you're going is already good. It's already good enough, and you can keep pushing yourself to feel better while at the same time already feeling good about where you are. Imagine if your boss talked to you the same way you were talking to yourself. You would consider that a hostile work environment, and you would probably quit because you do not want someone to be harping on you for every little thing that could be better and not appreciating the good things you're doing, not appreciating the effort you're putting in. You would want a boss that really sees you for all of you. And that includes, yes, the things that you could be doing better, but also includes the things that you're already doing well. And that's the key to breaking free of this vicious cycle of just wanting things to be perfect. I want to ask you to sit and reflect on this for a second. You may not know you're a perfectionist too, by the way, because I know that some people associate perfectionism with OCD traits of needing things to be perfect in that way, but perfectionism can manifest itself in so many different ways, and you may have this unhealthy mindset without even realizing it. If you notice yourself constantly criticizing every single thing that you do, you might be a perfectionist. If you notice yourself never feeling proud of any work you put out, you might be a perfectionist. If you find yourself consistently creating goals for yourself that are out of reach and then feeling bad when you ultimately don't reach them, you might be a perfectionist. All these things show up in so many different ways throughout our day-to-day lives, and to take note of them and to think about what they mean and how they're impacting our mental health, how they're impacting our lives, how they're impacting our motivation, our self-worth, our confidence, the way we carry ourselves in the world, it's so important. It's vital, actually. If you're still watching this, I want you to take out a paper and a pen, literally right now, as I'm saying this, I want you to find a paper and a pen and write down 3 things about you that you are proud of doing this week. It may take you some time to think about it. You may have to manually convince yourself that you're proud of certain things that you may have not felt proud of in the moment, but I want you to really think about every single thing you've done this week and ask yourself, did I put in effort? Did I try my best? Regardless of what the final outcome was, regardless of how I felt about it, can I be proud of this? And usually the answer is yes, because effort is always something to be proud of, regardless of what the final outcome is. Write those things down, force yourself to look at that list, put it in front of your face and be like, you know what? I did that. I am proud of me. I appreciate myself for all the work I've put in every single day and the work I will continue to put in to grow and become better and just knock it completely out of the park. And that is the way you should be speaking to yourself. Those are the words you should be using. If success is your goal, if your goal is to thrive in life, if your goal is to reach great milestones and to just reach for the stars and have big dreams, that's all great. And you can definitely do that. But you won't be able to reach any of those dreams if you're talking down to yourself like that all of the time. That voice in your head that wants you to be perfect, that voice is going to keep you back from everything that you want in life. Everything. That voice is what makes you indecisive. That voice is what makes you not want to take challenges. That voice is what makes you insecure. That voice is what makes you unable to see what you're really bringing to every table. You need to tell that voice to shut up. You spend more time with yourself than you spend with anybody else in this world. You spend more time listening to your own internal voice than anybody else that you're talking to. So please do not be mean to yourselves. Do not be circulating such unhealthy mindsets and ways of thinking in your head over and over, because you are living, breathing, feeling that every single day. And it's only going to affect you. It's only going to impact you, nobody else. And your dreams are going to be that much more out of reach. Your goals are going to be that much more out of reach. You don't have to be a perfectionist to have a good work ethic. You don't have to be a perfectionist to be detail oriented. You don't have to be a perfectionist to put out good quality stuff. You don't have to be. Perfectionism keeps you from going anywhere. Perfectionism keeps you from starting things that maybe you would have done amazing at because you're so scared. You know, you've got people who are wanting to start YouTube channels. This is like a really great example. I did not start a YouTube channel for years because I didn't want to start until I knew everything could be perfect. I wanted to have the lighting, I wanted to have the camera, I wanted to have, you know, cool background, I wanted to have everything. And it's like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That perfectionism, that needing everything to be perfect right away, it only holds you back. You need to be the one to tell yourself that things are not always going to be perfect, but I'm still gonna do them. If you have a novel you wanna write, but you haven't started writing it because you're so scared of it not meeting your expectations, like, our expectations are the only things that are holding us back. That's it. Our expectations of ourselves are what is keeping us down. We don't need that. You don't need that. You have everything in you already that you need to succeed and to thrive and be the best version of you. And being a perfectionist just isn't cutting it. It's not getting you there. It's not doing that for you. So the next time you hear that voice, the next time you make something and you immediately, your first instinct is to criticize it, just try to close your eyes and pause and be like, I need a different voice. I need a new voice in my head. I need a nicer voice. I need someone else because this negative voice is just taking up too much time. It's taking up too much space, and I need to push it aside for a sec and make room for something else and make room for another voice, a kinder voice, a more productive voice that's actually going to take me in a better direction and push me forward and motivate me to keep getting better and to be proud of who I am today. So I hope that you can leave this video with the knowledge that you're doing fine just the way you are right now. If there's something you've been wanting to do, don't wait till things are perfect. Just start it. If there's something that you've been creating for a while and you're just killing yourself criticizing every single detail about it, let me tell you, I'm proud of what you did. You should be proud of what you did. You should be proud of all of the work that you're doing. And you know the amount of work that you put in because you were there. You saw every minute, every hour, everything that went into every single thing that you've ever done. You know it. You're the only one that can give yourself that pat on the back because you're the only one that knows all of the hard work that went into something. So use that. Be that person for yourself. Be the person that motivates you. Be the person that inspires you. Be the person that pushes you forward and keeps you moving. If you want to critique your work, have concrete and realistic action items for yourself for reference. And also, don't forget to give yourself compliments. The same way you would want your boss to speak to you. You want to criticize yourself, you better be ready to compliment yourself too. Weigh every single criticism you give yourself with a compliment. And if you don't have a compliment to give, don't give the criticism. Just get in the habit of coupling any self-critique you have with a self-praise as well, so that you're balancing it out and you're not going down that spiral. Again, these types of things, I cannot stress this enough. It will not happen overnight. This is something you need to literally train your brain to do. It's like going to the gym. It's mental health gymnastics. Every single time this comes up, you're gonna have to fight yourself because it's not gonna come naturally to you, but with time, the more you practice and the more you make a habit of it, the easier it will become and the more automatic it'll become. And that's when you'll start to notice improvements in your quality of life, in the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about the things you're producing. So yeah, if you enjoy topics like this about mental health, wellness, mindset, attitude, psychology, please subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I'm going to be posting once a week, hopefully. So give me a follow and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun here. And comment down below, what is something else that is a big character flaw that society perceives to be positive? I'm really curious because I know perfectionism is a big one, and I'm curious what other ones out there that we've deluded ourselves into thinking is a good thing. So comment that down below. And yeah, I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are, and I'll see you next week. Bye.